So here I have the blood work that we drew off of Gavin. This is going to be for the CBC. We put it in a purple top. Purple top contains EDTA, which is a type of anticoagulant that preserves cell structure, and that is what is ideal for taking CBCs. Behind me is a DIN. That is what we use to make CBCs, and I will be running it really quickly to show you guys. So at first, I just have to enter all of this information into the computer, and then we'll go ahead and run the CBC. So the green light here tells us that the DIN is ready to go. So I'm just going to put my sample down here where it will suck in my sample and run it through and tell us what the cells are like in the sample. So I'm going to put it all the way down, and then I'm going to press this bit here. And as you can see, there's a little aspiration needle that's sucking up my sample. It's going to run it through this, and then I will get a report out here on the screen. So here is the readout from the DIN that just tells us all of our CBC findings. Up on top is where we're going to see the white blood cell levels. So on top is just the number of white blood cells in the sample that was taken, and then below that is all of the different types of white blood cells. On here, the suggested diagnosis for Potomac horse fever is low lymphocytes and high monocytes, and you can read that right here. Below is the red blood cell counts. You can see that right here. That's just the amount of red blood cells that were in the sample. And then below that is the amount of hemoglobin, which is similar to a PCV. So next we're going to do the PCV. In order to do a PCV, we need a little bottle of glass capillary tubes, a clay for the stoppers, a centrifuge with the PCV tube little notches in it, and then a card in order to read them. This is actually taped to the table. So in order to get a more reliable reading on the PCV, 4 capillary tubes are ideal.
How do you do that?
I have my, again, little sample of the EDTA blood. And I'm just going to do this by inserting the tubes right into the sample of blood.
See that? Okay, bye.
And slowly it will crawl up via capillary action. And I want them to be at least half full. Just like that. And then without losing any of the blood in my tube, so you can put your finger over the top of it so it won't flow out. I'm going to put it in the clay several times to form a stopper. Once I've done that, I can place it in my centrifuge, making sure that all 4 tubes are balanced equally around the centrifuge as to not knock it off balance when it goes ahead and rotates. Okay. So here you can see that all 4 tubes are evenly spaced on the centrifuge, so we're going to go ahead and run it and spin those down. So this little metal top that goes on top here keeps the tubes from becoming loose when it's spinning. We're going to crank that down pretty tightly. Until it's nice and snug. Bring this top down here at the latch. And we're going to run it for 4 minutes. So here are our PCV tubes after the centrifuge. One of them exploded into a million pieces over there because when they're spun down. So here is all of our red blood cells and all of that good stuff. And then here is the plasma or serum that is on top. So here's the card that we use to read PCVs. You just lay your tube right here, and I just want to get from the top of this clay here where the blood starts and to the top of the serum. So right there. And what I'm going to read is the line of demarcation between these two.